Hey everybody, this is Robert People of robertpeople.com and you are listening to People's Court. Thanks for joining me. You can also visit me on Twitter and Instagram at People's Court 79. Again, People's Court 79 on Instagram and Twitter. I'm going to talk a little bit today about what took place yesterday, and that's Judge Brett Kavanaugh's confirmation and swearing in to the Supreme Court. Okay, but first off, let's talk about the midterm elections coming up. Election day is November 6th. Okay, November 6th is election day for the midterm elections. If nothing else gets you to go out there and vote, let what happened yesterday be your motivation. Okay, a lot of people were displeased about Judge Kavanaugh being confirmed to include me. So again, November 6th, get out there and vote. That's how we make change. That's how we make a difference. Don't sit on Twitter and talk about it. Don't sit on Facebook and talk about it. Don't sit on Instagram and talk about it. Don't talk about it with your friends at work, at the bar, on your runs in the morning or exercise. Don't talk about it everywhere else. The best place you can make a difference and make your voice heard is at those voting booths. So go vote November 6th, okay? Now, it goes without saying that Judge Kavanaugh is not a good choice for the Supreme Court. They have there's others they can choose, but they decide to go with him for some reason. They decide to stick with him. I say, for no other reason than the fact that he lied under oath. That's it. Forget Dr. Ford's testimony. Forget Judge Kavanaugh being emotional and crying. Forget all that stuff. We don't even need to go there. He lied under oath. That's it. And the lying mainly was in reference to quotes and phrases out of his yearbook. Okay? People have come back and tried to say, oh, well, it meant something different back then. And then others who were around back then said, no, it doesn't. Not only does it not mean something different today, but some people even still use the terms today. Okay? In other words, it didn't mean something different back then. Okay? And I didn't even know of some of these terms myself. But nothing's changed. Okay? Nothing is different than what we heard or what was said back then. So that by itself, perjury, I thought perjury was a pretty serious crime, but apparently it's not enough to get you removed from nomination to the Supreme Court. Okay? But what's funny about this is that, to me, that's not even the worst part of this whole thing. What's worse about this, even than him lying under oath as a now Supreme Court justice, is the fact that this was more to many Republicans about winning against Democrats. Okay? This is more about winning than it is him being a good choice. And I wanted to research this some because I didn't want to come here and use a whole lot of what I thought and what it seemed like and what I'm, guessing. But as I'm looking through friends' pages and friends' tweets and Instagram this and, Twitter that, I'm looking all over the place. And I'm seeing nothing but liberal tears. Yay. We won. Oh, the Democrats lost again. Oh, we're going to support Kavanaugh no matter what. Even some of the senators during the hearing said this. That should be disturbing to everyone. Okay? Because what that says is that there's no line Judge Kavanaugh can cross that will make people stop supporting him. And we should not, no one should exist, okay? No one should exist who cannot cross a line that will make us think twice about supporting them when it comes to something. And right now, that's where we are with all this. This was about winning. This was about beating the Democrats. This is about superiority in a lot of cases. That was it. I'm looking at friends who have 100 comments, in which they in support of, let's say, okay, the initial tweet or the initial post is about supporting the decision of Kavanaugh being placed in the Supreme Court. And we're talking 100 comments, and just about all of them are nothing more than Democrats and supposed liberals being made fun of because they're upset, because they're angry about this, because of the protesting. When are we going to hear about how good of a decision this was? How good of a person he is, how good of a justice he will be. We haven't heard any of that stuff. And that speaks volumes. Because if this is a great person for the position, shouldn't we hear more about that and all the ways he's going to add honor to the Supreme Court? He's going to be just a good addition. Shouldn't we hear more about that than how Democrats have lost, how liberals have lost, how it's so funny that they're mad again about something else that the Republicans did? And I'm talking to the senators too, because quite a few senators said, we're going to push the vote through. We're going to push a yes vote through no matter what. These are our government officials saying, no matter what he did, we're going to say yes to him. That's a problem. That's similar to, let's say I decide to take, my new girlfriend home to meet my family, okay? And they see, everything about her, and there's a lot of stuff they don't like. They come to me and they say, oh, well, she doesn't seem like a good choice because of A, B, and C. Now, yes, I understand. I can still choose to date who I want. But if the only responses I gave were, oh, you don't like her? Well, that's too bad. Oh, I'm going to do this whether you want me to or not. Or, oh, you're upset that I'm dating her? Well, ha, ha, ha. It's so funny that you're mad about it. If that's all you heard, at what point does it feel like I'm actually comfortable with my new girlfriend? At what point does it feel like I'm making a good decision for myself as opposed to just rebelling against what my family wants? Now, I hope that makes sense to some of you, because that's what went on. That's what's going on right now. People are talking more about how much this is a defeat against Democrats than the fact that he's actually a good choice. This is why you need to get out there and vote. November 6th, midterm elections. Check your registrations today. Check voter registrations today. Make sure you get out there and vote. We have to. We owe ourselves this. We owe our future generations this. We owe the country this. Okay? Get out there and vote November 6th. Make sure you do that. Okay? When this happened yesterday, I want to say we found out around, 4 o'clock. I'm in the Central Time Zone, so I would say around 4 o'clock we found this out. And it was disturbing. It wasn't entirely surprising that it happened, but it was disturbing because, again, even after that took place, as I just explained, there wasn't a whole lot of talk about all the good things we should expect from Judge Kavanaugh. And I don't know if this even makes sense to some people. I don't know if the brainwashing by the Republicans has been so aggressive and so powerful that this isn't even registering to some people. But even after that, here we are in a place where people are just enjoying the fact that an entire group of people are angry about this decision. Now, protesting happened. Okay, it goes without saying in that case. Protesting happened at the Supreme Court, and some people were even detained. I don't believe any violence ensued, thankfully, and I don't recall anybody being hurt, which that's always good. And just a reminder to those of you out there who do choose to protest, make sure you do it peacefully. Make sure you do it legally. Okay, as much as people might get angry with you, it's in the Constitution that we can do it. So get out there, do it. I love seeing so many people doing it and keeping it within what's legal. So do it all day. And of course, that's not going to make a lot of people happy, to include the President of the United States. Of course, he has to come on Twitter and show himself by insulting a number of people who showed up. Okay. or by claiming that the quote-unquote fake news media, as mature of a phrase as that is trying to make it like there are more people here than, or more people at least at the Supreme Court than who is really there, okay? Not to mention Senator Mitch McConnell also came out after this on two separate occasions and said to the effect, the mob is not going to intimidate us and these things will blow over. Now we're talking about mob intimidation. So now protesters are a mob. Everyone was legal that I saw. So we're a mob now. People exercising their constitutional right is considered to be a mob and won't intimidate. Who's trying to intimidate anybody? Now when we protest, when we are exercising what the Constitution, the rights the Constitution has provided for us, the same Constitution that a lot of Republicans seem to be so much in favor of. When we're doing that, now we're a mob. And you're not going to scare me. Who's trying to scare anybody? And these things will blow over. That's what we're talking about. Rather than, again, focusing on Judge Kavanaugh, we're talking about, they'll get over it. They'll leave after a while. These things will blow over. Mitch McConnell, what is the thing? What's the thing that's going to blow over here? People being angry that someone who had credible accusations of sexual assault against them was confirmed and sworn into the Supreme Court. That's what's going to blow over. The fact that people feel that we deserve better as a country. The Supreme Court deserves better, especially when there are better options out there. Okay, better Republican options out there. And this is going to just blow over. Oh, let's just hang out until they decide to go home. Because, of course, Senator McConnell seems to think that yesterday the protesting that we saw is the only thing we're going to see in all this. That's all we're not going to see anything else. Once this blows over, then we'll be good. Okay? We got a month before the midterm elections, everybody. And he, along with, I'm sure, a lot of people, are sitting back, feet up, drinking beers, I'm pretty sure. I know Judge Kavanaugh is, at least. And they're sitting back saying, we won. This is it. We've done what we needed to do. Okay? That's how they think. The ones in support of Kavanaugh, that's how you're thinking too. But guess what? We are far from finished. This is far from over. November 6th, we need to fix this. I'm going to say this again. Don't stay on Twitter. Don't stay on Instagram. Don't stay on Facebook. Don't go talk about it with people at the gym. Don't go talk about it with coworkers. Don't complain about it to your significant other. Get out and go vote November 6th. The Democrats need to take the House back. That's it. Get out there and vote. That's how you allow your voice to be heard. Don't get me wrong. Always speak your mind. Speak your mind on social media as much as you see fit. But don't let that be the only thing you do. It's easy to ignore that. Yeah, every once in a while we might put a hashtag together or get a series of tweets and forwards on Facebook or whatever the case is, and it might it might sway this decision or that decision one way or the other. But with something like this, we got to get out there and vote. We have to do more than just use hashtags. We got to do more than just forward this and that. We got to get out and vote November 6th. I hope you're sick of hearing me saying it, because that's going to allow you, that's going to make sure you do it. November 6th. Check your voter registrations today. If you do nothing else, when you're done listening to this, check it right now. Matter of fact, check it right now if you need to. Check your voter registration, November 6th. This needs to happen without question. I want to thank y'all for joining me. Again, Robert People, and this is People's Court. Okay, this is Robert People of robertpeople.com, and I thank y'all for listening. Visit me on Twitter and Instagram at People's Court 79. People's Court 79 on Instagram and Twitter. I'll see you next time.